How does deductive reasoning create more valid and sound arguments?
Well, I mean, I loved studying philosophy just because of the sheer joy of learning, how to reason properly. It's great when you're getting into an argument with somebody, but oftentimes it's not great because when you get into an argument with someone who doesn't know how to argue, it's a very, very painful process, and I usually have to just excuse myself because I have a headache, because they commit fallacies, logical fallacies and redundancies and circular reasoning, and you can't explain that to them without them continuing to argue logically, circularly, and it's very painful. But when you're talking about soundness and validity in deductive reasoning, basically you're talking about your logical deductive structure, which is that you have a number of premises that lead to a conclusion, and if your premises lead logically to that conclusion, then the argument is valid. So, I mean, if you're talking in symbolic logic, if A, then B, if B, then C, therefore A, then C. Now, that is a valid argument, but is it a sound one? And soundness is really the true proof of whether a piece of logic can hold water. So, if A, then B, if B, then, and if B, then C, then A, then C, is perfectly valid. But if any of those premises are not true, then no matter how valid the argument is, it's not sound. So a sound argument has to be valid, and all the premises have to logically lead up to the conclusion, or the conclusion has to be an extension of the validity of the premises leading to it. But those premises also have to be true. I can say, if it's raining, then Godzilla attacked Tokyo. Godzilla attacked Tokyo, then it's raining. That's a perfectly valid argument. But being as there's no Godzilla, that makes it very difficult to prove it as a sound argument.